Hail and well met, brave knights and fair maidens. This is Defender of the Crown on the GamesRock channel. I height Rock, and we're going to play through this ye old game by the same people who did Wings Remastered. This is one of the very first computer games that I ever kind of played myself. That was like a PC game, and a game that I also watched my dad play a whole lot before I was too young to play it. So, in the year of our Lord 1149, when the king returned from the Holy Land, he united 6 great warriors who had carried him to victory over the infidels. The king's subjects crowded into the palace to see him grant power, wealth, and vast immunity to each of the heroes. When the knights departed from the palace, 5 rode to their new lands. One of the knights, a Saxon, turned his horse towards Sherwood Forest. And this is where I choose which one of those knights is me. Okay, so, basically, during that opening credit scene, you got to see the cast. There was a few different people, and so basically I get to choose between these 4 guys. They have a series of strengths. Leadership is their ability to lead men in combat. Jousting is when you meet on the tournament field, and swordplay is one-on-one sword fighting. So this game is this is the original version of the game. There were several different versions of this game made. The Amiga was the first, and it has the best graphics and sound. This is what I'm playing right now. I also have a DOS version, but it really sucks graphically. Although some other versions have some edges over the Amiga version in terms of gameplay. My favorite was the version for the NES, but I don't have that, so I can't do that. Otherwise I would. Now, actually, I think that the best one to be... I wish I could have a guy who was just fair in leadership and good at jousting and swordplay, but I don't have that option. So I am going to go with... Let's see. I'm going to go with Geoffrey Longsword, because swordplay is going to win you something very specific in this game that you're going to want to see. And he's the only guy with decent swordplay. And swordplay is kind of difficult in the original Amiga version too. the Z icon meant that the game was loading. I thought I hit it. There we go. Alright. Here you visit your old friend Robin of Locksley. Many years have passed since you served with Robin and his men, but disastrous news curtails the reunion. During your journey, an assassin took the king's life. The kingdom is in chaos because there's no one to take the throne. Normans are assembling armies and Saxons will fight them. Each side accuses the other of killing the king. Robin tells you the struggle ahead is for younger men. Men like you, he says, only you can save England. Raise your army and lead England to freedom. There's England. There's me. There's my stats, my income, and my treasure. And that's what time it is. What date it is. October of 1149. Okay, so here's the map of England. I have this little place right up here. These 2 guys are fellow Saxons. These 2 guys are Normans. The objective of the game is to beat all the Normans. You can beat the Saxons too if you want, but you don't have to, because Saxons are kind of your allies. So, I'm going to read the map, and I'm going to be able to show a little bit about... Okay, Geoffrey Longsword, that's me! Each territory has gold and vassals. Vassals are basically soldiers that will join you if you are the first one to capture a neutral territory. And by having a territory, you get a certain number of gold per month. This one has not a lot of gold per month, but a lot of vassals, so you want to make sure that you get that one before anyone else does. So, what I need to do now, then, is to seek conquest. I'm going to build the campaign army, because I've only got a few dudes here in my home army, and I'm going to transfer them into my campaign army. All of them, in fact, because there's no one near me to attack me. I'm going to send forth the campaign army and go here. And I've claimed this land, and its vassals are now mine. And someone called a tournament! You can see the animation of the dude on the horse. To the tournament we go. I'm going to get my butt kicked because I have sucky jousting stats. And you're going to get to watch it happen. Brian de Bois-Gilbert announces a tournament at Ashby. Knights, nobles, and peasants gather to watch the battle, and the tournament begins. So, basically, it's a joust. You're going to get to see it in a little bit. I get to choose my opponent. I'm going to choose someone who sucks at jousting. There is no one who sucks at jousting more than me. Wilfred's okay at it, Cedric's okay at it. Roger Falconbridge, I think he's okay at it. Oh, the Normans are all good at jousting. So I'm just going to pick one, get my butt kicked, and be done with it. I don't want to choose land, because if I choose land, I just have to wage one of my territories. I've only got one, and it's where my campaign army is. If I lose that, I lose everything there, which is muy malo. So, we're going to go joust for fame, which means I will simply not look good. By jousting for fame, you can increase your leadership stat. Okay, it's loading. And I just simply move my thing with my mouse and hope that the... Nope, I got unhorsed. Thus ends your day in the list. You are not the champion, but your deeds will be remembered. Leaving for home, you vow to return and bring glory to your name. No, I do not vow to return. I do not vow to return to Ashby any time that I don't have to. Alright, so we wait for the next turn to start. Okay. Yeah, my guy's not looking so happy because he got his butt kicked at the joust. I don't think that really affects very much, maybe overall morale. So now I just need to keep adding territory while there are still neutral territories to be snapped up. In other versions of the game, you actually have to leave a garrison of troops in your territory to defend it. But in the original Amiga version, you do not. They basically just leave a token garrison anyway, and there really is no way to transfer forces from your campaign army to just defend a territory. So I'm going to simply send forth the campaign army and grab this territory. And now all of the territories are taken. Almost. All the ones that I have adjacent to mine. Oh, the other thing about Robin, the text scrolled faster than I could read it aloud, but Robin is here in the green part, that's Sherwood. What Robin does is he agrees to help you 3 times total over the course of the game. And Robin helping you can do one of 2 things. He can help you attack a territory or win at a raid, going raiding. That's something you can do to gain money. And money is obviously important because it's how you buy your army. Which is, let's see, how much money do I have right now? My treasure is 23. That's not bad. I'm going to need more. So, I'm going to go raiding. I can hold a tournament too if I wanted to, but I suck at jousting, so I'm not going to do that. So, we're going to go raiding. Oh, first, before I do that, I want to see... I can see the stats of the Normans. Okay, I want a guy whose swordplay is not great. His swordplay is only good. Good. There's weak, average, good, and strong. Read map again. Of course, oh, that guy's really good at swordplay. I don't want to fight him. Of course, the higher the enemy's rating at swordplay, the more gold you stand to gain from raiding them. This guy's also very strong in swordplay. I'm not going to raid the guys who are strong. I haven't played this in a long time. My swordplay might still be kind of rusty. So I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to go raid the guy who's only good. So I'm going to go raiding. I'm going to raid this guy. Then once I have acquired more money, then I can build my army and start attacking Norman castles. It's the dead of night. I'm the one on the right there. Those other 2 guys are with me. They're just kind of in the group with me. I just move my mouse left and right to... And there's the guy. Basically, there's no... Basically just spam the attack button as fast as I can. I'm just trying to kill this guy as quickly as I can. Check out the shooting star in the back. That's pretty cool. It kind of sucks, the swordplay, the way it is in the Amiga version, because there's just the attack button. In the other versions of the game, you actually get a block, so there's a bit more. Check out that shadow, that's actually pretty cool. 2D art. This is a specialty of those guys in Cinemaware, the people who made the Wings game, and some other ones that maybe I'll get to show in this channel. Basically, all I gotta do is force that guy back into the gate and finish him. If I don't do it fast enough, then I get captured and I lose some money instead of gain. Hurry up and die. Literally all I'm doing is spamming and relying on my good swordplay stat to win this for me. Okay, I did it. I win. You make it to the castle's inner sanctum. Slowly advancing into the chamber, you peer inside to learn the darkness conceals any secrets. An incredible sight meets your eyes, an open chest filled with gold! Something when you take the gold, you fight your way through the castle gates, the knights feel this new promise as you begin the journey home. Alright, we got their gold. I'm probably going to be looking a little bit happier now with my new amount of money. Alright, so they're all fighting each other. You have to pay attention to whose campaign army is where, because it doesn't really show you, and if you want to... Oh, see, my guy's smiling again. And he's got a lot of money. That's good. That's very good. So I'm going to spend some of that money. Let's see. I was talking about you have to keep track of where the enemy's campaign army is. Because you see this guy over here, his guys were here, and then they moved down here that last turn. You know that because this is where he moved. So you know that's where he is. And you don't want to attack his campaign army unless your army is strong enough to defeat his. So I'm going to take my newfound gold and build army. I'm going to buy more dudes. I need a catapult if I'm going to attack a castle, which I want to do. And then a couple of knights. Knights are basically they're stronger than soldiers. And spend the rest of the gold on regular soldiers. Okay, I got to buy my army. Now I'm going to seek conquest, return home. You have returned home. And build the campaign army by transferring all my dudes into the campaign army. Now, I don't have anybody at home defending my main castle, so if someone were to go there, I'd automatically lose. But I've got boundaries around my home province, so there's a buffer there, so no one's going to be able to do that right away. Alright, now we send forth the campaign army. We're going to conquer this territory. There's a token force of the enemies there that's just kind of probably attrits my guys by a little bit, but not by very much. Alright, so if I want, I could try and attack this guy, because I have a catapult, I can lay siege to a castle now. Or I could try and go across to the guy on the right, which was my original plan because that guy has less leadership skill. My army is not as big as it could be, but I think I can do it anyway, so I'm going to try it. So first we seek conquest, we send forth the campaign army, we conquer Sherwood Forest. Not really, we're not conquering there, we're just paying Robin a visit. Right into Sherwood Forest, you seek Robin's aid in the coming adventure. I expected you, he said. After a moment of thought, he agrees to your request. I'll send enough men to help you in this endeavor. Good luck. By the way, the silhouette of that guy, my guy, he looks like Geoffrey Longsword from the back, but it's the same silhouette no matter which Saxon dude I am. Alright, we're going to conquer this enemy castle. We prepare to lay siege to the castle. There's my dudes arrayed against the castle. And I've got boulders here, and I gotta break down the castle wall. This is a disease and Greek fire. You're supposed to be able to use those too, but they didn't implement it in the Amiga version of the game. So all I do is I have a play of boulders, and I'm trying to break down the castle wall. Like so. I aim a little bit better than that. Or at least I need to. Here we go. Yeah. This is how your castle falls. It sounds like a song title. Alright, that was it. I broke down the entire castle wall with a couple of boulders left. The more you break down the castle wall, the better your dudes fight. Oh wow, you didn't have anybody there. Sucks to be him. Yeah, have at you. There's nobody to have at. I lost one dude taking on no dudes. I'm not complaining. I have eliminated one of my rivals. That's the important thing. And now that Roman lord is no more. My guy's pretty happy. Pretty darn happy. And it's March 1150. It's been a year now. Almost. No, it's only been half a year. We started in October, that's right. Okay, so I got a lot of gold. I still got a strong force. Now all I gotta do is figure out where to go from here. I could try and attack this guy, or I can try and attack this guy. I could attack a fellow Saxon to get there. It's not considered very chivalrous, but it's doable. However, I'm going to do something else instead. I'm going to buy more castles. Wait, how much money do I have again? I got 30. I have enough for one castle, not two. My income is 19. Okay, well, I don't need another castle just yet. Probably the best thing to do would be to continue to try and campaign, get more income, and possibly an inroad to Frontebuth right here. What is the income of some of these territories? 6 gold per month. That's pretty good. Versus this one, 5 gold per month. Not as good. This one, 3 gold per month. Yeah, these territories down here, well, actually in other versions of the game, the Normans start up with a pretty stacked deck. All the territories down here that they have access to are way better than the territories up here that the Saxons have access to. It's a little bit less so in this game, in the original. Okay. We're going to continue to seek conquest. We want to pin the Normans down so that they can't have their income. There's a token force left behind with the castle. Another force will need a catapult in order to take that castle from me. I'm going to go after Frontebuff. Okay, my campaign army is being attacked. Probably by Frontebuff, because Ivanhoe went this way. I think that was Ivanhoe. It might have been Cedric. I don't remember which. Anyway, I got more dudes than he is, so I'm probably going to win. Stand and fight simply, yeah. I actually beat him pretty handily. My 2 knights helped out a lot, I'm sure. Okay, because Ivanhoe's being a jerk and he's making inroads after my main base, I'm going to have to build my home force to stop him. So, I'll build army. I need soldiers more than anything else. Knights actually don't help much on defense. I can build a castle too, and I am going to build a castle. I want a castle right here so that Ivanhoe can't take out of the territory. I want a buffer around my main castle so that guys can't get to it. Ivanhoe kind of stopped me from having that buffer before. I could take the other spot, so I'll just put it there. And the rest of the dudes are just my home army. Now, I would like to be able to take that territory back from... Is this Ivanhoe? I keep calling him Ivanhoe. It is Ivanhoe. Okay, good. Not that it matters at this point. But anyway, I'd like to take that territory back. It's not very chivalrous to attack your fellow Saxon, but he did it first. But the reason I don't want to do it is because his campaign army is there. I don't want to mess with his campaign army. I probably could beat him. But I'd rather... You know what? The alternative is to go after this guy. And I'd rather have one less rival to worry about. So yeah, I'm going to seek conquest. I'm going to go to Robin just to make sure that we do it right. And we are going to take out Reginald Frontebuff. Robin Hood will do this a total of 3 times over the course of the game. Just waiting for the loading screen. There we go. Same thing. So yeah, he sends men to help in the endeavor. It lists, they're obviously taking inspiration from Errol Flynn. That guy looks just like Errol Flynn as Robin Hood, which is by far the best Robin Hood movie ever, in my opinion. I haven't even seen them all, but you can't top Errol Flynn. We're going to take the castle. We just smashed his campaign army, so I'm betting that he doesn't have much of a defense force left either. And so it'll be the same routine. Oop. It's a light touch with the mouse. I'm controlling this entire game with the mouse. On other platforms, a controller or a keyboard works better, but the Amiga version uses the mouse. Now, in the other versions of the game, the Greek fire and the disease are basically ways to whittle down the numbers of defenders of the castle. Oh, he didn't even have anybody there. Yeah, that was... I wasted Robin, basically. I didn't even need him for that. I don't know if a fellow Saxon will try to attack my main base. Great, now I'm cut off. I don't like being cut off. For some reason, in this game, I don't know why, but in the Amiga version of the game, I have been known to get cut off from my supply lines, I guess, and my campaign army will spontaneously disappear, and I'll be back in my main base. And I just lose everything out of the blue. I don't know why that happens. It sucks, but for some reason, it sometimes seems to do that. So, I need to seek conquest. Cedric and Ivanhoe are doing quite well. The Norman is not. My objective is to defeat the Norman, but these guys are cramping my style more than he is. I must, at the very least, recapture the lands leading to my own. Oh, the Normans have kidnapped a Saxon lady. Will you stage rescue? Of course I will. This is why I picked Geoffrey Longsword, because this happens every game, and you have pretty much one shot to rescue the lady. And I'm not going to mess this up. Everyone else has sucky swordplay. Only Geoffrey Longsword can do this. It works a little bit differently in the other versions of the game. This is, this is just the Amiga version. You just save the person. I think this fight is actually easier than a raid. Because, you don't want only the best swordsman to have a chance at it. But because the minigame is more difficult in the Amiga version, I want to just make sure I can get it done. Anyway, in the other versions of the game, the way it works is actually one of your fellow Saxons comes to you asking for help, and that it's his lady or not his lady, but a lady of his family or something. Yeah, a lady of his family, that's what it is, that has been captured. And you have to rescue the lady, and in return, that Saxon will give you all of his land, and you will basically have his land added to yours, and he won't mess with you the rest of the game. Of course, in those other versions of the game, the other Saxons don't mess with you anyway. Hurry up and die! Okay, good. You make it to the castle's inner sanctum. Creep into the torchlit chamber, hoping to find this kidnapped Saxon damsel. At first, if you see empty, but no, she's here! She throws herself into your arms. She accompanies you to your castle, and during the weeks that follow, gratitude turns to love. And then, late one night... we have a loading screen. And then we don't. You don't get to see this sequence in other versions of the game. Other platforms didn't have the processing power for this. There are a few different Saxon ladies that you can rescue. They have different faces. And, yeah, that's what happens. It's completely random which Saxon lady you get. Doesn't matter, like, which Saxon dude you are. And this one happens to be named Anne. And she is pretty. They're all pretty. There's dark-haired ones, curly-haired ones, or one of each, that is. And the game picks for you, pretty much. Okay, so, I must need a little bit of more medieval speak in there. I must rescue the rest of my territory so that I can have a safe passage. Because Cedric of Rothwood is the one who took out the Norman castle, he is now my main target. I must defeat him. So, but first I'm going to take care of myself. Have a buffer in place so that I can build my army from safety. Alright. I got a lot of income and I got a lot of treasure. It is possible for random encounters to happen where Normans basically randomly trash one of your siege weapons or take a lot of your gold. Those don't happen in the Amiga version, only in the other versions. That's why the gameplay on the other ones is better. I wish I could have shown you those, but it's just not doable with the DOS version that I've got, and I don't have the other ones. But I would recommend, if you've got an NES emulator, go get that and play that version of the game. It adds to the jousting minigame, because after you unhorse the guy, then you have to take him out with a mace and chain, and there's more more tactical options available in combat. It's not just ferocious attack, which is a desperate battle, and you're likely to lose, but there's a chance you'll win, or stand and fight, or retreat. There's a couple other options in the other versions of the game. So, anyway, I'm here. I'm going after Cedric of Rothwood. To do that, I need to build my army. I need a castle right here, for one thing. I don't need any more castles. I need more knights. Knights tear up regular soldiers, but only if they have regular soldiers in front of them to guard them. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, I'm going to send my campaign army to my place, pick up all these dudes, build the campaign army, transfer everyone. Oh wow, my campaign army was down to only 5 soldiers. If it runs out of soldiers, then I lose everything else that was in the campaign army. And that happened just from taking over those territories from the other Saxon. His token force whittled my force down. Alright, we're going to send forth the campaign army, and Cedric of Rothwood is very strong leadership, and mine is only average. This is going to end the game if I win, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it, because I've pretty much shown everything that there is to show in the game. Everything else is variations on it. This will be the last time that I can get help from Robin. I expect Cedric to have a large force, because he's gotten a lot of territory. Okay, yep, same deal. Can't get Robin's help anymore, though. This will be the last time. And I don't expect Cedric to be a pushover. That's why I went to him for help, with as big a force as I can manage. 1 or 2 more turns, I could have built it up a little bit bigger, but we're going for it. You prepare to lay siege to the castle. Who knows if he's got a good defensive force there or not. It's a different shaped castle when you're sieging a Saxon castle. But everything else is the same. That one went too high. There we go. Ah. Very sensitive mouse control. but it works well enough. I still got the touch. I have the touch! And now I'm going to have the crown. Yep, he's got a lot of dudes, but I've got more, so I fully expect to win, even though Cedric has stronger generalship than I do. Yep, my knights pwned him. I have won the territory, I have won all the Norman castles, and that's game. I have the crown. We get to watch the ending sequence, which is not very much. You defeated the last enemy lord, restored peace, and it's time to crown a Saxon king. Robin accompanies you to the palace. You see... let's see. The crown. Yes, the crown has been found. Robin produced his crown as if by magic. He was a thief who took the simple power to the king's death, and his men were guarding it and showed it all along. The noble outlaw turns the crown to the archbishop, who begins a ceremony that will make you King of England. Oh yeah. I am the King of England. The end. That's the game in a nutshell. I had a pretty easy time of it because I knew exactly how to do it, and I wanted to make it doable in one episode. But, you know, sometimes the Romans are craftier and they get bigger armies and you have to fight a lot harder. There's a lot more give and take between the territories. Okay, yeah. So that was Defender of the Crown, a Cinemaware classic. There's a couple of other versions of the game made since then. One for PS2 called Robin Hood Defender of the Crown, and then there's another Flash game called Defender of the Crown Heroes Never Die, which I never played. I might play that just for the fun of it. It wasn't highly reviewed, but I like nostalgic games, so maybe next time. But I got something else on the plate for the near future. But until then, keep playing games because old games rock. And I get, you know, a couple more random bad hits on me, and I'd have to enter the cheat code just to stay alive and get through it. Which is why I'm not doing that.